For the penultimate time in 2024, welcome back to Off Track Podcast with me, Dave Neal. I just wanted to drop in and say a massive thank you to each and every one of you that subscribed to the show this year. We've made it to 7,000 subscribers. If you missed it at the start of the Greg Haynes show, we made a bit of a fuss of it there, but 7,000 subscribers is beyond anything I expected when we first started this show properly back in 2023. We're coming up to 2 years, so to hit 7,000 subscribers before the 2-year mark is absolutely brilliant. I'm so proud of our little project and our little show. And thank you for your support, whether you comment and whether you watch and comment or just watch. Thank you so much. It really does mean the world to us. There's another milestone coming in the new year that we're really looking forward to sharing with you, and that's a big number. And to get that before our 2-year period is up, that's the main priority. Hopefully we will do, because it'd be great to share it before it happens. But it's a really big number. So fingers crossed on that one. Speaking of big numbers, the guests have brought in some fantastic shows this year. It's all down to them. I'm just lucky to ask the questions. That's the bottom line of it, isn't it? Thank you so much for all of your participation. If you're on our Patreon page, thank you for your questions on there. If you're on our YouTube membership channel, thank you so much for your support. It really does mean the world, because without you guys, the podcast would be an awful lot more difficult to run. That is an absolute fact. Well, when we go back to the first guest of the year, Chris Anderson, McCams Racing's crew chief and bike builder for Danny Kent, it was an amazing 2 hours. It was a great way to start the new year before we then landed with Charlie Williams and then went on our little tour with Charlie Hiscott, with James Hayden and with Steve Parrish, as well as heading up to Scotland to sit down with the brilliant Ian Simpson. Coming out of that chat with Ian Simpson has been a great friendship with the author of his book, Stewie Barker. We did a great launch night up in Dumfries. It was brilliant. First time I've ever done a Q&A or anything in front of a live audience like that, and it was absolutely superb. So thank you to the fellas for that opportunity. And the guests just kept coming, didn't they? We went through the TT, through the Northwest 200, Philip Neal, Davey Todd, Danny Kent at the start of the BSB season, along with Max Cook. Just brilliant guests. We peaked a little bit with John McGuinness. That was a fantastic return for a show. It was the first time we'd ever sat down with McPint. Even though it's been 11 years of doing this, it was a real privilege to sit down with him just for 45 minutes, get a bit of an insight into what he's like and what he talks about. And you guys enjoyed it so much. And I'd love to get the chance to go back and talk to him up in the wilds of Lancashire, a little bit further north than where we are now in the new year. So we'll make little inroads into that and see if McPint's available for a longer chat in the new year. Speaking of longer chats, Ron Haslam. What an absolute joy to have the former world champion and Grand Prix racer along with us, and former TT winner as well. Ron was an absolute legend. Not something he does very often. We know that. He doesn't enjoy sitting there and enjoy the limelight. He's quite happy tinkering in the garage and getting his hands dirty. So we're grateful to Ron and for Anne for getting him ready for us to be able to sit down for a couple of hours. And the list just goes on. MotoGP with Hervé Poncharal. Delightful man. The Moto3 world champion in David Alonso. The future Grand Prix winner in Eddie O'Shea. And Moto2 starlet Alonso Lopez. They were great chats. Before we just rewind a little bit to World Superbike. Toprak Razgatlioglu, 2024 World Superbike champion. Who'd have thought it at the time? Incredible to sit with him just for 7 minutes, but it was so well received. An incredible man doing incredible things on a motorcycle. And also big thanks to Sam Lowes and to Remy Gardner, the 2021 Moto2 world champion. I think it was 21 anyway. I need to check my notes on that one. Who's been your favourite guest? Let us know in the comments below. Jack Bernicle? Julian Ryder? Could be any. We've had some fantastic guests. Thoroughly enjoyed all of them. And then rounding off with a trip to the bike show, or to Motorcycle Live, should I say. Can't call it the bike show. To Motorcycle Live at the end of November, which was absolutely brilliant, with Leon Haslam, Rory Skinner, Storm Stacey, Glenn Irwin, and who was the last one we chatted to? Oh yeah, Owen Jenner. So stars of the future as well as stars of the current. And with Leon Haslam still going as star of the current as he signs for Moto Rapido Ducati for 2025. It's been brilliant. The coverage that we've been allowed to gather in BSB has been fantastic. We're not accredited press in there, so they could actually say no, but I'm grateful that they don't and allow us to do what we do. So thank you to official BSB to the race direction, to the team there for just allowing us to spread the word of the Bennett's British Superbike Championship, because at the end of the season, well, wasn't it incredible? Those last laps with Honda's Tommy Bridewell and OMG Guerrilla Racing's Kyle Ride, to see Kyle come out as the ultimate champion. It was brilliant, after only interviewing him a couple of weeks before that, to find out just what was making him tick and how he felt about the end of the season that was coming when we sat down at Alton Park with just a couple of rounds to go before the end of the season. It was absolutely fantastic. It's been an enjoyable year. There's been difficult parts of it. There's been times when I've wondered if it was worth carrying it all on, where it was going, what we're doing. Sponsorship remains difficult. Without sponsorship, we maybe will struggle a bit more next year, but we'll keep doing the best that we possibly can. It's never easy. It's not easy for anybody in motorcycle racing at the moment, whether you're a rider, whether you're a team, whether you're just a podcast looking to make your way in the world of motorcycle racing media. It's never easy for anybody. And thanks to everybody at MotoGP and World Superbike for allowing us to do what we did there. And becoming the first podcast ever to record their footage inside the paddock at MotoGP was a huge feather in the cap. The numbers weren't quite what I was anticipating. You, our fine audience, maybe aren't a MotoGP audience. You much prefer the older riders, the Ron Haslams, the John McGuinnesses, and the stories from old. That's where we're finding our little base at the minute, is storytellers. It's so important that we sit there and entertain. We could sit there and talk to all the BSB riders week in, week out, but they only have so many things that they can tell us across the course of a season, which is why we only sit down with them once. We're not going to make it to the TT in 2025, unfortunately. The dates just stack up far too much. BSB first weekend, Northwest 200 the second weekend, BSB the third weekend of May, and then MotoGP the fourth weekend of May. We might not even make MotoGP either. We'll see what happens on that one. It depends on the response that we get. I'm sure Dorna will be more than happy to have us back again, but I'm just a little bit wary of the figures that we had and what's right for you, the viewers. So let us know what you think on that front. Can we do more in MotoGP? We had Fabio Di Gianantonio on, and that is still yet to reach 1,000 views. So maybe it's something that we need to look at. Maybe we can look at guests again next year. Maybe look at a different route. Maybe just carry on what we're doing. We're not going to run out of guests, that's for sure. We can just keep going back and tell more and more stories. So as you did previously with the Greg Haynes one, let us know in the comments who you would like to hear from as well. There's plenty of people out there. What storytellers do you want to hear from? And also, as I said before, let us know who your favorite show of the year was, because I'm interested to know. So put it in below. Give us your top 3, and then we'll do a little bit of a count up at the end of it. My top 3 has 10 shows, so I can't really do one, because every brand new show that I really, really enjoy goes straight into the top 3, which includes Michael Rutter that comes up, as we said, a week on Monday. It's Monday today. A week today. 30th of November, 30th of December even. I'm not even editing this. There's just no point. You can just take me as you find me. I'm only human, just like you. So this is what it's all about. We're looking forward now to 2025. We've got a little bit of a tweak on the logo coming. Essentially, it's going to stay the same. There's absolutely no doubt about that. It's just going to have a little bit of a tweak for 2025. We've got a few things planned. We've got the talk show coming up with Kyle Ride, courtesy of Full Throttle Promotions. It's not me that's organised it. I was just invited to ask the questions, which I'm absolutely delighted for. It's something I absolutely love doing. So to go to the Brackenborough Hotel on the 7th of February and the Hellaby Hall Hotel near Rotherham on the 8th of February to sit down and talk about Kyle's career and that epic finale to 2024 is going to be absolutely brilliant. There's a 2-course meal and there's a charity auction halfway through it. So it's going to be an amazing night, and a massive thanks to Johnny at Full Throttle Promotions for inviting us along to do that. Hopefully there'll be a few more opportunities through the year as well, but we'll see on those fronts. It would be nice anyway. It's something I absolutely enjoy doing. Behind every great man is an even greater woman. So a massive thank you to my better half, Jennifer, for all the support this year. Without her, as a lot of you know, this show wouldn't happen. She keeps me on the straight and narrow. And when we've got a little bit of doubt in our mind that we're not doing the right thing or things aren't going the way that we expect, she's the one that helps keep me on track by going, it's okay, you can do this, keep it going. And also to Matt Don, who helps us steer the ship in choppy waters, who just works away in the background. Not very often, but he helps with words of wisdom. It's not his main job. He just likes to help us on the way and steer the ship. So to Jennifer and Matthew, thank you so much. And to Tom Large, who works away even further in the background, who actually enables all of this to happen. Thank you so much to Tom at Graph Ventures. Thank you, mate. You're helping me live the dream. That's enough from me. Let's get on with it. Let's go into Christmas. Let's have that break that we need because I'm slowly running out of steam after a busy couple of weeks. And all that's left to say is from our house to your house, a very Merry Christmas and all the very best for a happy, healthy, and successful 2025. And I'll see you next year. Bye bye.